Use mouse controls to shoot down enemies while you feel the bumps and
This is Super Mario Party Jamboree, specifically the new Switch 2 edition, featuring all new mini-games in the Jamboree TV mode. A mode meant to take advantage of all the console's brand new gimmicks. So, why the hell did I just get so hyped? Alright, look at this gameplay and tell me if you see what I see.
It looks like Mario Party.
Yeah, thank you. Yep. The Switch 2 having mouse controls isn't exactly breaking news if you've been following the leaks like I have. Look, I found it. And ever since I first found out about these rats, I've had a theory. Again! In many ways, the mouse feels like the next evolution of gyro controls. You see, up until now, many people would argue that the best way to play any shooter game on a Nintendo system is gyro controls, like Pikmin. But now you don't have to because there's a fucking mouse! But not only that, this could be the next evolution of touchscreen controls. You guys don't even understand. I'm the fucking king of styluses. Like, having a responsive controller that you drag around to use as a mouse sounds a lot like using a stylus on the DS, does it not? There's a lot they could do here, right? They could put DS games on NSO, they can bring back Pokemon Ranger, play FNAF the way God intended. Hey, speaking of God, this is how you bring back Kid Icarus. I promise this is Kid Icarus, it's just in the stupid GameStop case. This, alongside Tomodachi Life, I'm so excited, have been my two most wanted games throughout the entirety of the Switch's life cycle. Either as ports or sequels, I don't really care. And I think I finally understand why it's taken them so long to do this. Look at his Mario Party gameplay again, and tell me now, what does it remind you of? It's Kid Icarus Uprising. They're using the mouse to aim their reticle and shoot obstacles. It's a stripped down version of the game. If you love Kid Icarus Uprising, then you already know what I'm getting at here, but in case you don't understand why this is such a big deal, let me educate you.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Kid Icarus Uprising on the 3DS is basically two games in one. Each level is split into two sections, an air section and a ground section. The ground section is essentially a third-person shooter where you run around, beat the shit out of enemies, find chests, and defeat the boss. I cannot overstate how satisfying it is to dodge out of the way of an enemy's attack and then punch the fuck out of them. Or shoot them, or whatever you're doing, because there's a lot of combat options here by virtue of the game's fusion system, where you can combine weapons to create new ones. I also really like the difficulty system in this game. Like, it's on a level by level basis, so you just pick a number on the scale before you go into the level, and that's how hard it's gonna be. And then there might even be a secret door hidden somewhere in the level that you can only access if you picked a certain difficulty. I love it, man. It really incentivizes you to pick a harder difficulty, but you also don't have to stick to it for every level if you don't want to. It's freaking awesome. Now, these sections do take advantage of the stylus controls in that it's actually how you move the camera around, which I'm kind of mixed on personally. I would definitely prefer to just move the camera normally. And for the record, with everything I'm about to say here, I think that no matter what, whenever this game comes out, they're gonna give it a traditional control scheme as well, like they did with Skyward Sword. Not that this is traditional necessarily. I know some people really don't like the thing with the analog stick, but get over it, I guess. I do think the mouse could make this more intuitive though, and I'd be willing to give it a shot for sure. No way of really knowing without trying it myself. But the land sections aren't really what I want to talk about here, because what really gets me going here is the air sections. First of all, I just think it's funny that there hadn't been a brand new original Star Fox game in however many years. So Sakurai just did it himself, but with religion. Okay, Nintendo, what are we doing here, man? Why? The way this game plays is pretty different from Star Fox, though. It's still an on-rail shooter, but in Star Fox, you just shoot directly in front of you, so you're just trying to position yourself in front of the enemies so you can murderize them. But let's not get it twisted. This is not Star Fox. And I don't mean that as an insult, but it kind of is. This is more than just a game. It's an experience. This is a game that knew what console it was on and how it could best take advantage of that hardware. Hardware that had limits, for sure. And yet those limits gave birth to limitless potential. This game was not made for the 3DS. The 3DS was made for it. And call me crazy, but I think we could say the same thing about the Nintendo Switch 2. Kid Icarus Uprising focuses way more on the movement here, because the stylus controls allow you to shoot literally anywhere. It doesn't matter where you are on the screen. And it keeps you way more engaged in the gameplay, in my opinion, because not only are you constantly shooting, you're always on the move and trying to dodge enemy attacks. It gives you a whole new layer of stuff to think about. And while I could take or leave stylus controls in the ground sections, I really think they're the most intuitive way to play the air sections. The thing about the touchscreen is that it gives you a sense of control that you just can't get on a stick. The stick will never be that precise. And no, this stupid piece of plastic does not help that much. This is just something made by Nintendo to make sure that left-handed people have a right to Kid Icarus Uprising. Dude, what is happening to Nintendo right now? They're making accessories for people who don't exist. Listen, I play Resident Evil on PS4. I know shooters suck with an analog stick. You don't play fucking Counter-Strike with anything other than keyboard and mouse. And while stylus controls are the ideal way to play this game, I can't go 2 fucking levels without developing carpal tunnel, which is partially my own fault because I'm on one of the tiny 3DS's that are too small for my big ol' hands, but as someone who grew up with this game on 3DS XL, it wasn't much better on there either. Put this shit on Switch 2 and open your eyes to mouse controls as your lord and savior, and you'll see what this game always had the potential to be. The mouse will give you that immaculate precision that you need to hit the enemies both in the air and on the ground, and we got HD rumble, so it's really gonna feel like you're getting shot.
Shoot, crap. Everyone hang on, I'm sorry, I love you. I love you so much, I'm so sorry.
Also, fuck the mouse, man. We just need this game back so we can play the online mode again. Legally. I played some of this with my friend Ghost like a week before the server shut down, and it's actually peak. You get to use whatever weapons you've collected while playing the game and just duke it out. I'm not an online gamer like that because I know me, it'll consume my life, I'll become addicted. But put this shit on Switch and I won't so much as look in Black Ops 6's direction ever again. Now I gotta be honest here, I don't think we're gonna be seeing this game for a while, especially if it's a sequel and not just a port. We know Sakurai is hard at work on Kirby Air Riders, and God forbid that man overwork himself any more than he already does. And if he is working on a second game, it's gotta be Smash Bros, right? I get the impression that Air Riders is very much a passion project for him. Something he's wanted to make for a long time, but hasn't been able to because he's been focused on Smash Bros. Maybe he cut a deal with Nintendo that he'll only come back for Smash if they let him make this first. Who fucking knows? Either way, I don't think we're seeing Kid Icarus come back until like 2027 at the earliest, which is also the amount of dollars that the Switch 2 is gonna cost. But when it does, it'll prove the worth of the Switch 2 hardware. If Metroid Prime 4, Wheelchair Basketball, and Mario Party don't prove to you the capability of these damn mice, maybe Kid Icarus will, because I just know this game will be shining bright in a way that it never has before. Hey guys, I just came up with this really cool fundraiser idea to help show Nintendo that we care about Kid Icarus Uprising and we want to see it come back on the Switch. All you have to do